How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a great day. So today I wanted to give you guys a different form of entertainment, but something that is also helpful and informative. So for a while, I've been trading this penny stock called EMAN, and I noticed something very, very important about the company. So when I traded it back in 2020, there were a lot of people that were talking about rumors that they were working with Apple on the Apple Glass and with other companies for VR application. But going forward into 2023, I decided to revisit this undervalued play and give it another look because they just reported a great earnings a few weeks ago, and more people are starting to talk about the company. I literally looked at their logo. It's pretty meme-worthy. It's literally a Triforce, like a Triforce as in the Triforce from Legend of Zelda, if you don't know about that game and that series, but I think it's some pretty cool stuff. So basically, the cool thing about this company is that they're the leading United States producer of OLED microdisplays, and what this essentially means is that they're at the forefront of creating VR and AR technology. But the biggest problem with their company is that they have a severe lack of awareness and a severe lack of funding, despite the fact that they've managed to get military contracts from the United States Department of Defense. So they have high brightness VR and AR solutions, as you can see by the screen recording that I have. I went over their August 2022 investor presentation, and they have deep experience and a deep portfolio, but the problem here is that they don't have funding. So they have a market presence in the military and aviation market, and the cool thing about the stock is that it's already on an uptrend. So in the last month, it's gone up about 70%, and despite the fact that it went up 70%, their market capitalization is still at $150 million. So in this investor presentation, it says that they have partnerships for high volume manufacturing, and they're developing commercial and customer relationships for AR and VR opportunities, and they already have a record of having contracts from the Department of Defense. They've received $31.91 million in Department of Defense funding for installation of capital equipment. So the fact that they've already received $39 million in funding from the Department of Defense and they're only worth $150 million is kind of weird and suspicious to me. Like, so they got funding that's almost $40 million, and the company's worth $150. That's essentially 25% of their entire market capitalization. And the Department of Defense doesn't just give out funding to anybody. Something else that is interesting to note is that a lot of eMagin Corp employees actually went from eMagin to Apple and Meta. Now, just like the Department of Defense, Apple and Meta, they don't pick people off the street and say, hey, you want a job? No, they go to companies with incredible talent. So me and a few other smart people are currently long on this stock. Personally, I have call options at the $2.50 strike price. And if the trade doesn't work, the trade doesn't work. That's not really the point. The point is that in a increasingly globalized world where there's a lot of conflict and a lot of disagreements, this company has 100% manufacturing in the United States, and they have business partners with Raytheon, business partners with Thales Data Power, and these other notable military companies. So what they're doing right now is they're essentially working with the military in order to stay afloat, and their earnings are getting better and better. So when it comes to publicly traded companies, you need funding in order to operate. Their technology could be the greatest technology in the world, but if nobody knows about it, Apple could potentially poach all their employees. Samsung could poach all their employees without anybody knowing, and they could have them say, okay, well, now you're not with eMagin anymore. eMagin was paying you garbage, but we're going to pay you triple, 5 times that amount, and you're going to work with us on the Apple Glass. You're going to work with us on the PSVR 2. So what do you think these employees that are coming from eMagin to Apple and Sony doing? They're taking their talent, which, while it may not be a direct theft of property, the fact that they're all coming from this one company is incredibly suspicious. So if you find this information helpful in any way, shape, or form, I do recommend longing eMagin Corp stock, ticker symbol EMAN, and hopefully the uptrend continues. There's a lot of people short on the company right now because I'm not a very liked person, but I think that's just going to add gasoline to the fire and cause a short squeeze. So hopefully it works, and I don't mean to pump and dump any stock. This is just genuinely a company that is doing some great things and is not known about very well. So I'm going to personally pay for advertising. People are probably going to laugh at me, but they won't be laughing when it comes out that this stock indeed was working with Apple and were underrated the whole time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Take care and peace out, y'all.